I know you've had a million people hit you with every direction on your Opry induction. What a great moment that was. And of course, the first thing I'm thinking is, freaking Vince is a big guy, man. They don't know you're not just a little man either, huh?
Yeah, no, dude, I'm 6'4", 250. I didn't have any problem picking up Vince. It was funny for me, man, because the minute I did it was just excitement.
Sure, guttural response.
As I'm doing it, I'm like, this is going to be the photo that gets used everywhere. It's just me holding Vince Gill. But yeah, man, I couldn't have been any happier that it was him that asked me and that I got asked.
So how many times have you played the Opry, you think?
Somebody said it was only like 82, but I think 82? It's more than that. Yeah.
Really? So you're down there all the time.
Especially, now moving forward, and the beginning part of my career, anytime that I could, I was like, hey, man, anytime y'all need me there, I'm more than happy to show up. Yeah. And still, I think I'll always be that way. I love the history with it. And
well, you're kind of from around here, too.
Mm-hmm. Murfreesboro. So I grew up going, I mean, every now and then when my mom could get tickets, she'd take me and my sister over there. There's photos somewhere, and I don't know, I would have to really search to find it, but of me handing Loretta some roses when I was a kid.
Awesome. That's awesome.
And, just over the course of playing that often and getting to be around a lot of guys, a lot of people that aren't here anymore, and a lot of people that are, in that Opry family, it's been, it's a big moment for sure.
Were there ever nights when you thought, maybe this is the night, something could be going on, maybe I'll get invited tonight?
I never even guessed like that there would be that night. And the reason they got me so good on the night with a surprise, they kept everybody away from me. And they did the #1 party for Sober Saturday Night before the Opry. So I was like, okay, the people that are here from the label were here because we did that.
Right.
We did plaque presentations because the Neon album had gone platinum. So I was like, that's why they're here. And they hid all of my family from me. Like everybody that I would have seen and gone, there's no reason you should be here. They didn't let me see them. Oh, so it was very well done, and they got me.
Ronnie and I played it last night, and I forget, just because we haven't done it anything like you have. It's I guess and it's no excuse when we were just slam touring so much, and it would be that rare weekend off, and just to have a weekend with my kids to go to the lake or something like that. I guess it was hillbilly selfish in a way, but
I like that. I'm going to use
that. We just kind of made choices towards the family, and maybe in some way neglected the Opry family. But I love the tradition, and I love doing it. It's a cool thing.
Yeah, man.
I love this new single of yours. Really cool.
Thanks, man.
Watch the video. I can tell you were struggling to. You look extremely uncomfortable.
It was a tough day. It's a very tough day.
Is this someone you know, Chris? Or
no,
this isn't your sister? Or
not
anything,
before we showed up on set. And it's always funny because this is obviously a very sexy song. We were going to do a sexy video for it, and like all of my guy friends are like, "Oh, it sounds like a real hard day for you, man. It's gonna be rough on you." But it is weird because you don't know the person until you show up, and then they're like, "Hey, I'm so and so." It's like, "Hi, nice to meet you. Let's make out now." With 24 other people in the room, being silent and holding cameras and lights, and someone going, "All right, turn your head to the left."
How does this conversation go, though? I mean, do you just go, "Hey, should we kiss first? Should we?" Because I have done scenes in movies actually, where just like, I mean, are we just lips here?
What are we doing?
I don't want to make you uncomfortable. How do we do this where we're comfortable?
Let's talk this out. Yeah, it's always awkward at the very beginning of every video shoot that's like that. But no, I mean, I I think that for what that song is and what the video became, I really do love what we got. And you're always trying to create something. I mean, you know this better than me, but I want the video to be an image that people go, that fits what I hear, even if it's not the first thing they imagined. They're like, okay, I tie these two things together.
Yeah. That's a great answer, but you totally avoided my question. So
what?
This conversation that you have about how you do this, how do you make out in the video when you've never met somebody?
You just do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, once you see it's in the script, it's like, well, this is gonna happen.
No conversation.
So, yeah.
I just remember, and my wife wasn't crazy about this, but I was trying to make a kissing scene real in a Western I was doing, and I kissed this girl, and then, we kind of looked at each other, and then I went back and kissed her again, and she called me Double Dip after that. She said, "You double dip me."
That's funny. That's different with you two, because you're talking about a movie, and I cannot imagine spending that much time. I mean, that's everybody goes, what's your least favorite part? And I don't know that I have a least favorite part of my job. I love my job, but videos are not my favorite thing, and
Photo
I can't
sessions?
imagine those two things are like,
Ooh.
oh well, here we go.
Yeah.
But making a movie, I mean, how long were you there?
I think it was like 19 days. But I think you would feel differently if you had a part, if you really, and I was doing it with Ernie Hudson, the guy from Ghostbusters, who's a great actor, was my co-star in this Western. So, to really start working and having a mission with a group of talented people like that who are all professional actors, and which really makes me nervous and wanting to step up, it's it was really challenging and a lot of fun, because then you're not just there for a day or two. You sing your song and
you're done. Yeah.
And you pose for the camera singing your song and whatever. It's like stuff's really happening, and you come away from a scene going, oh man, I missed that one part. Give me one more shot, man. I really, it's a different thing. I think. If you hadn't done any movies,
I have not.
You have no interest.
I don't know, man. You said 19 days, and I just went, ugh.
Well, but if you had a part, it's
maybe,
like
and that I guess what you're saying,
that made some sense. Like I got Randy Houser to come be in the Western, and man, we had a ball for 3 days. So we were in a prison together. He was a prisoner
in the prison scene.
And I got to mule kick him in a fight out in the prison yard. It was awesome. But
that might be different.
He took a hit. It was fun. So, what about production? And I know you went from having Stroud, you started producing or co-producing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously things are going real good. Your songs are doing great on the radio and all. Do you feel like that's a great place to go? Or are you thinking it might be neat to not think about that and take somebody else's? Do you listen to other records and go, maybe I should just get totally away from what I'm doing? This record sounds great. So,
I don't know. And I kind of look at it like,
forgive me for interrupting, but You've been around a while now, so, you have that opportunity. And I know as an artist, you probably start thinking about, okay, I don't want to get rutted. I think most artists feel that way. How long is too long? Keep doing the same thing, or do you keep doing the same thing forever?
Well, I think it's trying to time how long is too long to do that. When do you need to change it up and do something different? This was only the Christmas record Corey and I did together. But this is our third record together. It's the second album that wasn't that Christmas record.
Uh-huh.
So I don't feel any of that. Like the vibe has gotten to a point where it's like we need to move on and do something different. But I mean, I made 3 records with James, and James Stroud is a phenomenal producer. And at the end of that, after that third record, I was like, it's time to go do something different. And that may happen at some point down the line.
Yeah,
I might go, hey, I need to step back just so that I'm continuing to be fresh as an artist and still making great music. And the same thing with songwriting. This is the first album I've ever done where I co-wrote everything, and it wasn't like I set a goal of wanting to do that. It just happened naturally. I mean, there may be a record I'm like, man, I haven't written anything that I've fallen in love with for this project, and I'll cut all outside songs.
Well, this record sounds different. So obviously it's fresh and it's working. And a lot of different kind of songwriting. The single to me is, it's a nice departure. It's obviously you, and it fits your voice real well. But
it's the most pop track that I've put my voice on, for sure. And the one thing about this record,
you're not going to sound pop, man.
No,
like Ronnie Dunn.
I'm not going to cross over. My vocal is country, but that was one of the things that was cool about it, is we can kind of play around a little more with what a track is, because my vocal is always just really straight down the middle of country. But we also there's some stuff on there. There's a John Randall, me and John Randall and Josh Hogue wrote the last song on the record called Blacked Out, and it's super stripped down, and it's basically an acoustic and one other electric, and my vocal are the primary instruments on that track, and just a lot of space. And so it's kind of a little bit of everything that I can do on one record.
Well, a lot of times I don't think people that don't make records know, but a co-producer is that person that can help you go places different. When between the two of you are going, it keeps you from being in a rut. That's
yeah. And I don't know if you've ever met Corey before, but he's just a really, really great guy. And it got started from honestly just us writing together. And then at one point we had written, me and him and Josh Hogue, the three of us had written a lot of stuff for the I'm Coming Over record. And I knew I wanted to do something different. And I was like, man, would you do you want to try you and me producing a couple things and see how it goes? And
was he doing tracks and stuff when y'all were writing and that kind of thing? Yeah.
Yeah. He we were doing a whole bunch of stuff, in the box out of a computer, for so to speak. But I just really thought he understood where I wanted to go. And the cool thing about being in the studio with him is, in a lot of ways we think the same. The ways that we think different honestly ends up pushing me sometimes to do something I wouldn't have done before. And I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it totally has that vibe.
Josh Hogue makes cool records. How did you and him get hooked up?
I love Josh. I've known him for a long time. And actually how I met Corey was we had done the Nashville handshake a billion times, going, we got to write. We got to write. We're friends. We got to write. And he was like, man, come write with this guy, Corey Crowder. We'll get three of us in a room, see what happens.
Cool.
And just started having a really, really good time doing it, and was really loving what we were getting.
Yeah.
So it's, the three of us have become really, really close friends as well, which is cool.
Great. Well, great record, man. Continued success, and great to see you.
Good to see you, man.
All right.
Thank you.